All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Get Growing weekly work session with GetOiling. We got a party over here. Welcome. We're excited to have you here. We host these calls every week at noon Eastern to help you grow your Young Living business, learn how to use your GetOiling site, and of course, today, learn from leaders in Young Living about how you could be more effective in growing your business and get some of their secrets and their training to how they're using their GetOiling sites and their teams. So we've got our whole team here today. Greg and Amanda, founders, are here, as well as Colin and Jessica and Kim. Hi, guys. And then today we have two special guests, Janelle and Sarah, who are Young Living Gold leaders, who we just found out, like, I don't know, in the last week, you guys had figured out how to do some cool stuff on our site, and you were offering training to Team YL for free. And so we figured, we ought to just let everybody know about this thing that you're doing. And you guys, if you're just coming in and you're in the chat here, how many of you attended Janelle and Sarah's training earlier this week on the custom homepage? How did that go, you guys? Did you get a nice turnout, a bunch of people there?
We did. Awesome. We had about, I think 45 people that hopped on live, and then we've had many, many people that have watched the replay or requested to watch the replay. So that was really awesome.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So we're going to show you guys how you can get access to that replay that we're talking about here. And that's about creating a really beautiful custom homepage and GetOiling. But then you guys are doing more than just custom homepages, right? So I guess tell us a little bit more about how you're using, or actually, you know what? Let's skip this for just a second. I want to get into all of the details, and I think everybody else does too, but let's like meet you first. So first, you guys, and I'm not going to pick who goes first, and you get to choose. But I think what's really important for you guys to know, and then I'm going to shut my face. These two are crossline. These are Team YL, right? They have decided to work together. And like a lot of you guys do in our community. So first and foremost, I love that the energy is that, and that's what's being brought here. And from there, I guess, Janelle and Sarah, you guys share a little bit about your story with Young Living and how you came to use GetOiling.
Sarah, you go first. Okay. I'll talk over you if not.
Janelle talks. I like to do the behind the scenes stuff. I'm Sarah Haydenfeld. I have been with Young Living since 2014 using products, just products alone. And just within the last 3 years, started building a business with it. I'm from Central Nebraska. We farm and ranch. I'm also a photographer. And Janelle and I actually met when we were on the Dream 1000 trip to Hawaii. We connected there basically instantly. I think a lot of it was, we have a lot of the same, the same things going on in our lives. So, that's where we connected. And it just snowballed from there. We love working with each other. We draw, energy from each other, and it's been a really great, connection that we've made.
Yeah. And I'm Janelle Anderson. I am from Western North Dakota. So close to the Montana border, it's 13 miles. So we are way Western North Dakota. My husband and I, we ranch as well. We have 4 kids. Fun fact about that, our youngest before the last one, there's a 10-year age difference. So we have a little 9-month-old, almost 10-month-old. So that's been fun for us. But what we did is, like Sarah explained, is we've been loving GetOiling. But we also realized that some of the pitfalls that we had made, mostly from me, I will tell you, lack of looking at what GetOiling already has as a resources. We just thought, if we could just give a few tips and tricks to people, that would be helpful to them. So that's kind of where all of this came from. And like Sarah said, we love working together as cross team Young Living. I think that shows that we are just Team YL, and that's the heart of Young Living, is to just be sharing what you're loving, what you're doing. And so that just translates right over to this.
That is so awesome. So how we found out about you guys, as I mentioned earlier on, is that you had originally done a member area training, I think, in a Team YL group on Facebook, right?
We did. So Gold Mingle, we were in Gold Mingle. Sarah and I are both golds, and someone had said, has anybody seen in GetOiling, like the member vault part of it, you know? And I said, hey, I have one kind of set up, like we're just launching it this week. I mean, it's not anything amazing, but you could totally have access. Well, then there was so many people that were wanting to see it. And I said, we could just do a Zoom to show them that. And I didn't ask Sarah. I just kind of said, hey, we're going to do a Zoom and show them what we had done, because Sarah and I collabed together. We had a lot of the same subscriptions that we were paying for as far as resources that we used in our member vaults. And so we were able to work on different sections apart and then share them via the GetOiling resource bundles. And it just helped so much. So we decided to do that Zoom and let everybody in to kind of see it, because what we found is a lot of people were like, there's a member vault, you can host something like that. And so that's why we decided to do that. That was last Thursday. That was the 4th. So this is all kind of erupted.
Exactly. Yeah, we got wind of that, and then I think we talked that same day. So then what I'd love to know from here is, okay, so I know from having talked to you guys, Janelle, you're red, right? Like you red. And so you experienced some frustrations with getting things going. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about your approach? Because I know that you know, you kind of coming in helped Janelle sort of get on track with this, right?
Yeah, have 0% red. I mean, I really do. I'm a very strong yellow. I've listened to Greg and his, I mean, I'm one that will go in and take that time and go in and look and really learn like the step-by-step. I'd like to do it myself. I like to, and I like that stuff. I like the back end stuff like that of the website. And so but even with that, I did put in a lot of time, and there was still a lot of, you know, a little bit of frustration of how to make it, you know, how to make it my own. And Janelle was feeling that frustration too. So I watched all the things, and the things are amazing. I mean, that's the really cool thing. If you want to do this, you have it all. It's all completely set up for you to be able to do it. Janelle and I being friends and doing everything, you know, we do a lot of things together. It's, you know, it was easy to say, hey, I have this set up. Let's share it, see how, you know, and it was light bulb moments like that with, it's so easy to share, you know, it's so easy to share, you know, between teams or between, you know, even in your own team. It's magical. It really is, you know, that part of it. So, we were able to kind of work, you know, as a team like that. And I think, you know, if people would pick up on that and join together, it's great, you know.
So what does that look like then? Because we have people who are in our community, and I see this more since we've launched our Facebook group, where folks are wanting to kind of become accountability partners, work together cross team. What are you guys kind of, what's the dynamic, right? Like who does what kind of work, and how do you guys share in that to create what you're doing together?
Yeah, we get a plan. We get a plan together, kind of get an outline of what we want to do. And Janelle will say, I'll do this, you do this part. You're great at this, you do this part, you do this part. If we have problems, then we just get together and then just knock it out like that. And it's so easy to re-edit it at the, you know, it just works so well. So we just divide and conquer is what it is.
Awesome. So quick aside, there was a question in the comments, and just in case for the YouTube replay, there is a question about what these colors mean. We're talking about red and yellow. JacobAdamo.com has a color test. There's another one, Marcasetta.com has a color test. It's really just kind of a personality test that's a little bit easier to sort of read and interpret than the traditional like Myers-Briggs and stuff. But just so you guys know, if you don't know about colors, we do talk about that a lot. It becomes code the closer you are to all of this. So what was the first thing that you really focused on getting figured out on the GetOiling platform?
It was the member vaults for sure. We both had felt a pull over 6 months ago to kind of get something set up off of Facebook, which is where we both host our separate communities for our teams. And we had decided that just some of the things were not really, with maybe some of their policies that are coming down the line, have come down the line, is that we needed a place where people could still get it. And then further than that, we have team members who are not on social media. I know it's shocking, no, but really there are people that aren't, and they need to be able to find these same resources that we are offering in our group. And so GetOiling checked off all of those boxes. And then for me to go a little bit past that, which is, I mean, more than what you asked there, I was able to get rid of some other subscriptions because it was all in-house. And I will tell you, systems are so important. And if you can host them all in the same place, then you are heads and tails above being spread out across the board. And I was spread out, and I know Sarah was too. And so GetOiling has solved the majority of those issues for us.
That's awesome. I'm so glad we were able to do that. If you don't mind, if you're open to it, like what did that look like for you, sort of the spread of resources? Because I know that it's really easy to really pile up with all of the different things that you could subscribe to and use and that are recommended by different leaders in the business.
Yeah, so I have used Project Broadcast, and along with that, I have used the engagement source. They have amazing content. It's beautiful. It translated well to get my teams these different classes and things that way. And then I was on Flowdesk for a little bit as far as like an email flow to and landing pages and things like that. So I was paying for that subscription. I could probably list 5 million other subscriptions. I'm a person who's like, I'll try stuff. And then, you know, hopefully eventually when Sarah tells me, Janelle, did you cancel that one? You need to move on from it. See, that's cross-team friends. Get that friend like that who's going to hold you accountable. But I was able, again, to take all of that stuff and bring it back into GetOiling.
And I wanted to add too, where I was able to get rid of a whole, my photography website, honestly. And now I'm able to link everything straight from my custom homepage to where I, direct them exactly where I need to go. And I didn't need that any longer. I mean, everything it can all be created and housed and everything. I think that's the number one reason why I chose GetOiling, is because it is all in one place, and it is the most that organizes your brain. I mean, it really does. And it takes a lot of that stress of trying to keep everything together. If you just have to open up one browser and have everything right there, that's why I picked it. I mean, that's why I went with GetOiling. So.
I had a website also on that I got rid of when I came over to GetOiling.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So we have a question coming in, and for you guys who are here live, if you have any questions, this is a great time to bring those up if you'd like to ask Janelle and Sarah. There's a question here from Heidi about how you're getting, so you have a vault that you're using for your members. How are you bringing people there so that they're able to see it and engage with it? Because I think what a lot of people get concerned about or experience even when they are making the transition either off of Facebook or creating this supplemental resource, we worry about whether or not people are actually seeing it, using it, that kind of thing.
So we actually just launched our member groups last week, where
Oh,
we
wow.
opened them up past, I had opened it up to my leaders to kind of go look around and get familiar to it. What I am figuring out right now is that process. Greg just did a training on this, right, Greg, correct? I believe so. Yeah. And so we're kind of in that stage where we are working it out. I will tell you, if you have people, I hate to say this, trained, we're not monkeys, we're not trained like that. But if you have people that are coming and expecting to go to Facebook into your community, you bet there's going to be a learning curve as you do this, but you just keep putting it in front of them and incentivize action. So if you can figure out some way to say, hey, for everybody who goes and logs into our member vault today, I am going to randomly send some happy mail. If you have something specific that you want to point out and give to them, incentivize action to come over there and say, I understand this is new and change is not that fun, but we went through a year of change. This is one little one that we can accomplish, and it's great. It has amazing resources there. So that's what I say And that's my plan, is I continue to do that.
And I think then for new members, none of that, I mean, they just go in there and that's just what they know. And that part is so easy. That doesn't need any sort, any explanation. That's just what you do. That's where you go. It's where all of the information is organized incredibly well, saves them time. So new members, really, we don't have that learning curve.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got how you get people started is how their expectations are set, right? So long as you're getting everyone started in this new way, then your team into the future is going to be used to working in this way. And then yeah, the consistency. I just got through teaching a course on this, and that's probably the biggest question mark, is how do I get them over here? And the answer, I think, really is just the same as how you would get them into Facebook. It's just you have a more effective tool to use, right?
Right.
All right, we got a couple more questions from you. This one's from Kay. What all are you putting in your member vault? Is it just classes, or what does that kind of look like from an overview perspective?
We're jousting right now to see who's going to answer this.
I'm holding my red back, so.
You can take it.
So in our member vault, when we did that Zoom, we just kind of showed what we had. And just so you know, GetOiling has a great outline for things you should put in your member vault. And just to stick a note out there, Sarah and I are going to do some things with member vaults in the future with our collab that we have called Simple Grace Collective. And so we are going to take that format that GetOiling already has laid out for us, and we are going to follow it to a T and build a member vault straight from that. Ours personally right now set up, we have a discussion page. Actually, Greg got a little email this morning because I was like, I don't know what I just did. And he helped me figure that out. But we have a discussion page that I am working on. I do have a virtual assistant who happens to be my cousin, who lives next door to me. And she is going to be in the process of taking a lot of our Facebook content and putting it in this discussion post. And then eventually we will open it up to the vault so that they can see it. And that way, when they go in there and they want to search, just like in our Facebook community, they can type in Raven and find everything attached to it. So that is going to be in there. We do have a discussion one that is open for any questions right now. We both subscribe to Grow Workspace, and so they do have a lot of free stuff. So even at their free thing, you could do the majority of this if you ask them. Haven't got to that point to ask them if they're okay with you using their free stuff in that way, but so definitely reach out and ask that. But we pay for the bigger subscription. We have a page that is instant access classes, and they are attached to Sways from Grow Workspace so that people can go in there and grab instant access classes. And then we also have a few different classes in there, but this is the one. We have a class set up that is, you just got your kit. It walks you through what is the starter kit, how to use the oils safely, and then it goes into Ninja Red, and then it goes into Thieves. So this is a course that we have set up in the vault, and that's great for new members because they're going to get all of that information as they can click through it as they have time to do it. I do want to note one thing that Sarah and I have really figured out in last 12 hours. I'm not kidding. We have really wrapped our brains around, we were getting hung up on the term discussion page in our member vault. And in it, I was like, okay, so people just ask questions in there. That's what I kept thinking, but no, it is just like Facebook. The only difference is I don't have a unit section in that discussion page. The rest of my vault is my unit section, and that's how I'm going to use it. That discussion page is going to be my daily posts, the daily posts from leaders. And again, they can search everything they need. So that was kind of a light bulb moment. And I just wanted to share that because it was just kind of, whoa, I had to get past that discussion.
And one more thing I want to add about what to include in that member vault. And we don't have it right now only because we're patiently waiting on the new website. But when it drops, simple steps like, how do I find my member number? How do I set up ER? What is ER? Just those very simple steps in the beginning that most people, it can be a little bit confusing, but instead of building that right now, we're just going to wait patiently for a little bit and see if we can't. We could do it, but it's going to be updated, instantly when the new website drops. So I mean, I think that, that stuff is really important too, just how to navigate Young Living.
Absolutely. Keeping it simple and easy for the newest of new members to follow. All right, so Jolene is asking if the training you did for Gold Mingle originally is available to watch. Do you guys have a replay of that on your site?
We do.
You
I sit there and stare. Again, I don't want to overtalk her because I will.
we don't have a lag, you guys.
There's no lag. That was Sarah. Are you going to speak? So right here, you can see, thank you so much for sharing this. The first one up top is how to grab a freebie that we have, which is one of our free trainings. But if you scroll down just a little bit, the number one thing is you don't want to make people scroll all the way to the bottom of your page to begin grabbing resources. Someone named Coach Ashley shared that with us the other day, and it was mind blowing. But in the middle section here, you can join our community, and all of the replays will be posted in there, as well as you can ask us questions. And we don't know everything, and we'll be the first to tell you that, but we'll sure try to find out for you if we can. And so this is just a little bit
pretty. I just like scrolling through this page because you guys did such a beautiful job. Isn't this gorgeous? Hey, by the way, they created a course on how to make a beautiful page like this. And you can find out about it on this website, simplegraceco.com. simplegraceco.com. You guys should check this out, get the freebies that they're offering, and then maybe consider doing this little simple start to GetOiling right here, because they know how to make a pretty page, as you can see. All right, so we have some more questions. So we do know that the Gold Mingle training can be found if you guys go over to their website and then go to the Facebook group. I think Shelly, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm still learning. So this member vault, is it one vault and you put everything into it like a Facebook group, or is it individual vaults under one? So Shelly, we have 2 different free member area trainings that GetOiling provides. One of them is an overview of how the member area works, which you can find at getoiling.com/member training. And what you'll find there, and we talk about this in the How to Move Your Groups Off of Facebook one, which is a different one. But basically the member area is like a waiting room, and there are doors that go into vaults, right? And those are the different options that your people see when they get into the member area. And depending on what door they have a key to, what they can unlock, what they can access, they then go into that vault where you can have discussion, classes, pages, and so on. And you can have multiples of those doors, those vaults inside of your member area. And what we're talking about here with Janelle and Sarah is a vault that they have used for their Young Living members, for their customers. And this is just for, obviously, builders are also customers typically. So, but this is very specifically product education and support around product, right?
It is. Yeah. It's just to give people more information and to get them off of social media or provide to those who are not on there. Yep.
Okay. Kim was asking if you guys, like how you guys are collaborating. Like, do you actually share a GetOiling site, or do you, share a member vault, or are you kind of collaboratively working together and doing your own things?
So we are collaborating. Yeah. Go ahead. Sarah. Nope.
We do work together for a lot of things, but our member groups, it's all separate, and we just kind of share back and forth. It's it's things that it works well to share cross team, things, but for the most part, we run all of our members groups are separate. We do have a joined business group that we both post in.
Which is also in our vault, in our member area. It is a separate vault. The brand partner one is, but it is in the member area. So one thing we just want to stick in here, and we did say this in the glimpse into our vaults, is that everything that Young Living does is built on integrity. And so when you are resource sharing these bundles, and if you're working with someone back and forth, just remember to keep that integrity intact. If you do not pay for those resources, don't share them. We have some subscriptions that we pay for. We both separately pay for them. And so that is why we were able to share those together. So just always keep integrity at the forefront of what you are doing. It is going to pay off in the long run for you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And all these people who are providing the content that you're talking about that would fall under that, these are all Team YL too, right? These are distributors, brand partners just like you, who are creating content to make your business better and your life easier. All right, Mary's question is the new member class content that Janelle is talking about from Grow Workspace?
In our vaults. So specifically the instant classes they are just, you click on them in a page that is in our member vault, and it will take you to a sway that Grow Workspace has set up, which is an instant class. It's just the easiest way to do it for us. It made sense that way. If you already have videos, there is definitely a different way you could do that on different topics. So if you have resources in place, you've taught on these things, get yourself a YouTube channel, go upload those videos on there, and then you can link straight to your YouTube channel, or you could put them in. To me, it makes more sense to maybe send those off to somewhere else, so you can keep it all together and it's not getting all jumbled with 20 videos. For
sure. Sheila, got your name right this time. Can you upload videos into a member vault? So upload, no. Display, yes. So your video will need to be on YouTube or on Vimeo, ideally. Other video hosting services work as well, like Wistia. The paid services are going to be better for content that you want to be private, or in the case of like YouTube, where we're, maybe sharing a video that talks about Young Living. If you don't like the suggested video potential of things that might come up after somebody watches a Young Living video, you may want to err on the side of using private content hosted, protected on Vimeo. That's my personal recommendation. And yes, you can. And I recommend you do that as often as possible. I mean, even, you start off with these Grow Workspace bundles for education, but if you do a class that teaches this product line, then put the video in there, right? Like have all the different ways, you're building sort of an oily encyclopedia. If you just think about how much for a lot of us, have put into like a Facebook group for members, oh my gosh, it's just a trove of content, but then Facebook doesn't really allow you to deliver it in an organized way to your people. So soapbox. All right. Sheila says, I like the discussion page, but hoping future will bring us the options to include multiple photos in the same post. Interested in more detail on how you're creating units. So Greg, idea there for us to have multiple photos in a post. Thumbs up, that's on the wish list. All right, so how are you creating sort of a sub for units? What does that look like for you guys when you are filling out your member vault?
So I think one thing to be mindful of is how many courses your subscription at what level you are at offers you, or class inside of your vault. And with that is where you can decide, is this something I want people to be able to click through and learn at their own pace, because maybe it's more in depth. So that is a great resource to do. Another one is just you're making a page in there. And we've used that a lot as well. So that you have quite a few different options to figure out what works for you. Some work better in a page that people can just scroll down. You can insert your video into there if you have one. Verbage. I am someone who loves to give, if I have a video, I love to either at least give a description over the main points of what I have covered in it. So people who don't want to watch me talk, trust me, I know when to shush up. I do, I promise. But it gives them the ability to learn the way they learn.
I can take you through just read you through what ours have in it if you want.
Oh gosh, absolutely.
So we have the first thing when they will open up the vault, which is the member area, we have one page that says how they can change their notification settings, because in the vaults, they have the ability to get as many emails as they want or as few emails as they want. So we have just a page that walks them through that. We have a discussion room that is our community that we're pulling off of Facebook. And like Janelle said, we're still in the early stages of that. So, getting content and getting, just people wrapping their heads around that. We have a class set up that is all things February for our member group. And that's something that we will be able to get in and change for March. do the promos, do the giveaways, do anything like that. And that we would just be able to update that very easily every single month. Then we have another class that is set up for anybody that comes over that has all of our education, like the instant access classes, education about NICSA, about oils, just walks them through all kinds of different education materials. Also have another class that's just, it's an 11-day reset that we do with NICSA. And then we have another class that is how to earn extra money with Young Living, which builders or any brand partners will be able to go through, or anybody that might be a little bit curious can click on that and see what being a brand partner is all about. That's how it's set up right now. So.
Excellent. I love how simple that is. That's just really covering all the bases. So we got a couple of questions here that are kind of talking about the structure of our account levels. Diane was asking how much of what you just mentioned regarding the options in the member vault can you get from being a basic member? From my perspective, and I would love for you guys to pipe in if you want to add anything here. At basic, you'd get a taste of everything that GetOiling has to offer. You get at least one of everything, basically. So what that means is that you do have a member vault. You can have a class in your member vault, and you have the ability to have some custom pages both on your site and in your vault. And of course, discussion rooms, you can have as many of those and so on. The most important vault you can have as a Young Living brand partner is this member serving vault. Like if you were to only have one and you're working with basic right now and you're not ready to add on, which you can, you don't have to change your plan to add on vaults. If you want, you can reach out to us and we can work something out to, increase the number of those resources you have in your account without increasing your actual plan. But you can have with one class in a vault with maybe a page or two and a discussion room, you can do everything that Janelle and Sarah have just talked about, right? Would you agree? I mean, just based on the setup you guys have?
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we probably have things spread out a little more than it even needs to be. And that's just a learning process for us.
Yep.
Just because it's available doesn't mean you need to use all of it, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Because that's overwhelm, right?
Yep.
All right, let's see. If you have limited class space, I suppose you can just cycle them in and out. Diana, actually, if you are using the GetOiling online class, which is sort of the structure that you guys are talking about for like the units section, right? Like where you would have them go through one by one, you can have an unlimited number of lessons in an online class. So even if you're at basic and you have one class, use the categories feature to kind of give modules and organize it. And I mean, you can put a ton of stuff in there. You can have an absolutely fantastic member serving vault at basic. Okay. All right. So I want to chat with you guys. By the way, if you're asking questions in the chat and not in the Q&A, I'm not seeing you. So if you want to get in a couple of questions before we head over to website reviews, please make sure you put them in the Q&A. All right, so Janelle and Sarah, I would love to hear about what you guys have coming up, because I know that you've just recently launched a course on how to create a beautiful GetOiling custom homepage. You've got more training coming up on vaults. I know that's something that a lot of people are really focused on and want to learn about right now. So I guess tell us a little bit about, what people should be doing next if they want to learn more from you and maybe even get some of these resource bundles. And oh, by the way, I heard you had a freebie. Like you have a thing you're actually like giving away, a resource bundle in GetOiling that people can use right now. Will you please tell us about that?
Yeah, so we have a 7 reasons to ditch candles. It is a landing page as well as and a page attached to it. So after they register, because remember, you are wanting to collect information, and the way you're doing that is you're offering them something. So that's exactly what this is. So a landing page is going to immediately send them to this page that gives all of the information about 7 reasons why to ditch candles. And then on top of that, if you jump into our member or our group on Facebook, you will also get just a free class script on candles, and it talks about fragrance and all of that kind of stuff. And so that is one of the freebies today. So
excellent. And so if they go over to your website, simplegraceco.com, Or guys, if you go to the partner section on the GetOiling website, they're listed there as well. And you join their Facebook group, join their Facebook community, you get access to these freebies.
Yes.
Right? I'm getting that right?
Yep.
That is so exciting. Oh, so exciting. All right, Jean said, sorry, I just joined later. You're talking about an extra service or something that's included with GetOiling. We're talking about GetOiling vaults. We have been quite a bit here. Janelle and Sarah are gold leaders with GetOiling who have been teaching how to use our system in a simple and effective way. So thanks for being here. Awesome. All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to add or, share before we head over into our website reviews? I'm so glad that you guys came on today and I'm looking forward to more of this.
Yeah, so we just want to talk briefly about that resource that we do have offered that you can purchase, of course. Number one, we started out because we saw that people were just a little confused about things and we could clear it up. Those trainings are free. Those are going to continue to be free. We're so excited for what we are going to do next week because we just did custom homepages. We are going to have a Zoom talking about how to optimize your custom homepages for mobile. So that is really exciting. We are going to talk about that. So that is free next Tuesday at 10 a.m. And then from there, the resource that we did just launch, it not only walks you through how to make a custom homepage, the free training that we gave you, right? We're giving you free, but we also wanted to give the easy button for those of you who are like, I just want to get this done and I need it done now. And I'm that person. So we created a custom template as well as a lead magnet pop-up that pops up. And that is, the lead magnet is Simple Start to Natural Living. That comes with a freebie that will get sent out in a Get to Know Me email campaign. And then as well, you have a lead page that is set up with that. So if you decided you were like, I'm ready, I just want to get this done and get it started, you not only have a lead magnet and something to offer people immediately, as well as you get to use our template to set up your custom homepage, which is really cool. And we knew that there was a need for that. Not everybody's going to choose that option, but we offered that because we knew there were people that wanted and needed something like that. And then we decided, because why not, do another thing. If you decide to grab that today, we just wanted to offer you a second custom page template along with that resource. So you will get access to that as well. That one, we do not, this training or that course, that class that you can grab has videos that walk you through each step. It's broke down into 6 different steps and we have them where we're showing you exactly what to do, all of the Canva links, all of that kind of stuff. And then the second template, we are not walking you through that, but you are going to be able to apply what you just learned in that 6 steps to that. There's so much that we are thinking of doing that it's really exciting. One thing that we are going to be offering in the next couple of weeks is we are going to release a custom member vault. One of the things, we are so far into our journey, both of us are 3 years into the business side of it. We have 4+ years each loving Young Living and using it. So we have a lot of knowledge that we can share. And Sarah is an amazing photographer. And so we are going to set up those custom member vaults for someone who, again, just wants the easy button, just wants to say, I need this, I need to get it done now, and I'm going to click that box. So
I just want to add something. Just one thing. So, this course, it did just launch, and this is, it's, if we're being honest, it is new territory for both of us, and it was super exciting. And we put a lot of wonderful hours in together this last week, putting it all together. And we hit go on it, and we had, people were purchasing it, and we're sitting and just waiting, waiting for, people to react and tell us, kind of what was going on. And within a half an hour, someone had messaged and said their custom homepage was ready to go. They were so excited. Completely, it's just so fulfilling, which is why this all started anyway, just to be able to fill that need and to help everybody, anybody that is having those, man, I just wish I could get this done yesterday feelings. And so, we were so excited for, the reviews to start coming in, and we're excited to fill more needs. That's what it's all about. So
That's amazing. So you guys heard that right? That's 30 minutes. Somebody got access to the course, followed what's in there because it's quick and easy to implement, and their site was made over, their homepage was made over in 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. Okay, you guys, simplegraceco.com. And you know what? Let me brag on you guys real quick here. Just if you want to see what their pages look like. So this is Simple Grace Co. This is where you need to go to join their Facebook community so that you can get the free trainings. There are other trainings here on the site. You can also learn Simple Start to Get Oiling. That is the homepage course, right? That's where they would need to go if they want to just go ahead and get access to that, and push that easy button. This is Janelle's site. So pretty. This is her homepage. And you show them how to create something similar, right? Like how to set things up. There's a template. You walk them through it. There's the freebies. Here's Sarah's. The pictures are so good. I love
You might
it.
be noticing a little similarities because Sarah is amazing, and she, like I said, she went through the training, so she really helped me.
Yes, that's right. That's what we Reds need, is somebody who knows what they're doing. So we can be like, just show me the way, please.
And on that, along that, they do look very similar. Janelle and I have different markets. We have different communities. We draw different people. So yes, our websites do look very similar, but anybody that is interested in something I am saying and is connecting with that doesn't care that Janelle's website also is connecting with her people. I think that's something too that we really we don't worry about that, because if you do you're going to draw your audience. So I think that website does the website template does a great thing. It's not only, it is beautiful, but it is so functional to start those conversations that you're needing to start. So it works very well. Thank you, GetOiling. It works so well.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. Like we don't we put a magnifying glass on our work and on our sites and on what we do, and we assume that other people are paying the kind of close critical attention that we pay, right? When in fact, like, you can have a carbon copy of something that works, and it's actually the best thing to have because you're giving it your own flavor. And in this personal brand business, that is essentially what we're doing here. People are attracted to us, and then they come to trust and then love Young Living and carry on that relationship independently. If we're being true to ourselves and sharing what we have, so long as the format works, which is what you're providing, then you're off to the races. It's beautiful. We have someone who started yesterday on your homepage course and is almost done with their homepage. Good job, Wanda. Excellent. Awesome. So there's a couple more questions here, and then we're going to go ahead and pop over into our website reviews. Let's see. Allison has a question here about adding colors and fonts. When you're on basic, I don't know that's Greg, that's not something that's available on the basic plan, but we do have a branding add-on, right?
Yeah, there's a branding add-on that you can add on. Just reach out to support at GetOiling and we can get you hooked up with that.
Excellent. A question from Candace, and I saw a similar question to this earlier as well. What requirements are you guys using, just as an idea, to bring people into your member vaults? I mean, is it for active only? Are you planning to sort of have controls in place so inactives don't keep access? Like, what does that look like for you? Or what are your thoughts? You just released it, of course, but.
I think that you have to figure out what works best for you. Myself personally, I love that my inactives can still go get information, and I still am going to have that mode of connection with them. And so that's why I will probably keep my inactives in there. It is not, my member vault is not for prospects, but my plan gives me another vault. I can totally go do a prospect vault. And now that I've wrapped my head around this community thing and the discussion, that is my plan, is to run a lead group in another vault.
Excellent. We had a couple of questions come in for that additional template, that extra freebie. Is that something that you get in the Facebook group? I had somebody who purchased your course earlier this week that wanted to know if that's something they're able to get, or if there's a code or something like that.
So it is in our Facebook group. So if you can pop in there, that should be everybody who was along that initial purchase of our course or class, they were able to, I sent out an email that evening with it. So if you didn't get it, please just let me know. But you should be able to get everything in there. We are going to post the, this is how easy it is. This is how easy GetOiling makes it, is that resource bundle share code is going to be in our Facebook group for the candle, the 7 reasons to ditch candles. And we have a video showing you how to import it into, because you do have to you have to change a couple settings in it, but we have a video that walks you through it.
Excellent.
Simple.
Thank you.
That is why our name is simple. We wanted to keep it as simple as possible.
Awesome. I know that there are a lot of people breathing a sigh of relief at this. I hope you guys are rushing over to their site to join the Facebook group and get access to these free resources. Jean, I'm not sure I understand your question about the major vault divisions, although maybe you mean like what you use them for. What I recommend is one for members, one for brand partners or customers, one for customers, one for brand partners. And then you can have additional ones for things like leads, or if you have courses and things like that, they would live separately. Would you guys just say that you look at that the same way or similarly?
Yeah, our brand partner thing is separate, but it's definitely something we can just add into our regular member vault for our customers.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. So Jillian says they mentioned the easy button. Is it buying your course, or do you also offer the work of doing the work or fixing sites? I mean, it sounds like there's a couple of easy buttons here that we're talking about, right? With the templates that they can get for free. And then you do have a course as well.
Yeah, so the course will just have it set up so you can go through and just input your pictures and your verbiage in the spots that are already set up. It really doesn't get any more easy. There are Canva links to those templates. So you're going to put your pictures in the Canva templates, download them to your computer, upload them immediately. Like every step is taken care of. Past that, no, I'm really sorry, we will not fix your sites. We just could never add that on. We are loving what we're doing right now, offering this free training. But I will say, if you watch some of our trainings that we've done and some that we are doing, you will catch little points that you'll be like, because you can do that with any of GetOiling's trainings already and be like, oh, that's easy. I get it now. Like, you just need those moments. And sometimes you just need to be told again. And for me, and again, and again, and again.
You're not alone. Oh, good question here, Teresa. Can we do lives in our vaults like we can do on Facebook? It's not the same as Facebook. You can have a Zoom call that the link is only available to those who are in the vault. And of course, they can get on the Zoom with you and you can post the replay in the vault. Are you guys, Janelle, Sarah, are you doing any kind of live interaction in your vaults yet? I know you're a weekend, but what does that look like for you now, or plans in the future?
We plan on using everything that is available to us. It's just with everything that we did within less than a week that we did with this stuff. It's not there yet, but yeah, of course. I mean, we're going to, and I know that the live thing that can throw you off a little bit. But I would say that there's workarounds that, just like Ashley had just said, and don't get so focused on you can't go live and you can't get those people popping in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sarah can't even go live. She's on Facebook.
I'm proof. Yeah, I'm proof that you don't have to go live. I mean, yeah.
All right. Jennifer says, I created a page with photos with diffuser recipes. Is there a way to copy it to a lesson so it isn't a page? There are a couple of ways that you can copy content from one place to another. Really, the best thing to do is to copy the elements separately. So like grab the text and paste it into the lesson and then add the photo from the photos section. It's not the same, right, Greg? Like you can't just like copy stuff that's like on a page and drop it into a lesson and just expect it to look right?
Yeah, especially if there's multiple sections, it's just it can get kind of weird. I mean, you can try some of it, but yeah, like you said, smaller is probably better there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a question on our Simple Start to Get Oiling course. There's a question here. The Team YL code for the $50 off lifetime membership. Oh, Kim, that is for their course. So what they're offering, that Simple Start to Get Oiling, is a course on how to set up your homepage and a training, and that coupon code there is $50 off of the course itself. It's for people who are GetOiling members.
And I'm just going to clarify, we do have a free replay that talks you and shows you from scratch how to build a custom homepage. You do not have to buy our course for that. The course just includes a template so you can plug and play your information, as well as that pop-up lead magnet, the freebie, and a landing page. Just to clarify, that was the thing. We're going to show you how to do it. Yeah. And an email series, excuse me, with the course. We want to make sure that you understand we are giving you everything for free as far as you doing it yourself. We just did it for you if you want to.
Because there are some people who are like, just give it to me, right? Like I saw a comment here just a minute ago, like, please just do it for me. So yeah, definitely. And actually just to touch on that really quick, and you guys, if you go to Simple Grace Co, you can learn more about this. The coupon code that they're offering or whatever is current at the moment, whether you're here live or you watch this as a replay, is going to be there. But that's not just a homepage course. You include a funnel in there that's done for you as well. Like you mentioned, there's a lead magnet that's already made. There's a campaign that's already made. There's just a little bit that you need to do to kind of switch it up and make it your own. And you guys show them exactly how to do it.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Yep. Amazing. Awesome. All right. So it is time to do a website review. Janelle and Sarah, thank you so very much for being here today. We look forward to having you here on a future session.
Thank you so much for having us and this opportunity. We are just so thankful for GetOiling and for all of you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for being on. I really appreciate you showing up here. Feel free to hang out if you want to. You don't have to jump off. But...
Yeah, I'm going to watch this. I'm excited.
Excellent. All right, Ilka, I have enabled talking for you. Let me know you are able to chat. I'm excited to.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hi, I've been waiting for this for a few months.
Well, it's excited to talk with you. So I understand you have a website that you had built previously, and you're interested in moving it or some of it over to your new GetOiling site.
As I mentioned to you, what is the most important thing I wanted to do? I just wanted more clients with Young Living and more students for teaching my classes. So that is my main purpose. And you guys make it simple. Like I have to call my guy to change dates for my classes or do this and that. And now, for example, he's not available because he has some emergencies and stuff. So I really was pleased and excited that I can do my own thing through GetOiling. And you guys have been so kind and nice to me because I'm not a techie person, and oh my gosh, I pull my hairs and I'm trying to do things and you guys help me. So that's my main thing, to attract more clients, more students, and so I don't have to get overwhelmed, because for a non-techie person, I just wanted kind of with you today, like the 1, 2, 3, what is like the most important thing for me to do or change to be able to achieve that. With what I have, with where I am.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. And I know the site, because you were in a course that I taught previously. And so I've seen the website that you had built previously, and I can tell that either you directly or, or you paying someone have put a lot of resources into getting that done. And I know how frustrating and how much of an investment that can be.
Yeah.
But the thing about websites is where it comes to wanting to get new business, is it's not about the website itself, it's about what you do with it, right? So in terms of, the focus being, I want to find new clients, I want more people for my classes, there's two things I would do. Number one, I would be actively looking for those new social connections and meeting people who could attend classes, and because I know you like to teach classes, so finding new people, of course.
I'm learning
What's
how
that?
to do more effectively connecting with new people and all that stuff.
Wonderful. Yeah. So that's going to be really the first most important thing. And then once it's time to share a Young Living with them, you can use the built-in website themes on GetOiling that are already made as a sharing tool. And that's actually what you have right now on your site. So if I'll share my screen, this is your GetOiling site. So this is this page here. If we skip this, one of these pages would be a perfect tool for you to use to share with someone who you would like to talk to about Young Living. Obviously, you've got events here. You've already started using it. This was going to be the second thing that I recommend that you do, is to actually list your events on your site. And then in your social profiles, you can have the link to your GetOiling site where people can go and see, oh, she's teaching classes. Oh, she's maybe blogging about this thing or that thing.
I put quite a few articles and stuff in my blog. And I know you mentioned that when I'm blogging a lot, that might be one of the things to be noticed. So like writing, and I just have to get on YouTube. That's the other thing I know you guys mentioned, but I'm working towards things. So pointing to me what to kind of do next 1, 2, 3, that is great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that I think that just getting started blogging and just getting into the habit of creating content is a great thing to start anytime. It's something that over time can compound for you in terms of how you're perceived and how people can find you to be someone who's a good resource for them, who they'll come to trust and then ultimately say yes to being shared with, right? But there is nothing more important. If our focus is finding new people, there's nothing more important than doing the, sort of old school traditional belly to belly, if you will, meeting people, making friends, and then moving those relationships toward exposures. And from there, you use your site as a tool to both back up your credibility and to provide you with organization. And so I actually think that the most powerful way, if you're just getting started, to use the GetOiling platform is as a contact manager, because this is a relationship business. We need to be managing our relationships with our prospects, with our customers, and with our brand partners. And there's different things we do with each. So keeping yourself on top of the management of communications, remembering when to reach out to different people for different purposes, that's going to really be the most important thing that you use our system for to get started, because those relationships are the thing that creates business for you.
So and the contact manager, I'm sorry, the contact manager is the one that you guys do automatically when somebody shows up to my lead magnet?
Yeah, so let's see. I'll show you from Jane's site. This is probably going to be a fine one to use. So this is Jane's, this is our dummy website. So the contact manager is this right here. This is when you log in and you go to manage under contacts, you can actually see your people. This is your people. Yeah, so that's what I'm referring to when we're talking about our contact manager. So when you have a conversation with someone, maybe you met someone new, you add them to your contact manager, and you and then you give a follow-up plan to yourself so that you're reminded to follow up and speak with that person. Okay. And then pertaining to what you're already doing, because you are giving classes, I would recommend that you maybe have, it looks like you have one that you're charging for, which is great. I know you have some certifications and you're a coach, so you should have things that you're charging for sure. But consider maybe having once a week or a couple times a month a free educational class.
I do every Thursday, every last Thursday, I do a free 1 hour talk. It used to be teleconference, but now I'm switching to Zoom, kind of aligning with the world changing.
Yeah, so you can do that from your events. And you have, of course, in GetOiling, you have Zoom here as well. So we have several trainings in our on our YouTube channel, and I believe if we look up events in here, there's lots of different options for things that you know that you can do with the events. But I actually have, if you go to our YouTube channel and you look up events, then you're going to see there's probably 4, 5, 6 different trainings, but there's a 2-part one. Tell you what, let's go find it right now. This is one that I think for you, Ilka, would be particularly helpful because you are teaching classes.
Okay.
Let me see. I have this in a lot of them, actually. There's it's a lot. There's a 2-part series on
cornucopia here. That's great. I'm sorry, I didn't get there yet because I've been so busy with so many things going on. But
here we go. So this Take Your 101 class online is this is a good one. I'm pretty sure this is a 2-part. Let me see. Yep, this is so there's an in-depth training, and then there's also a checklist. There's also how to turn, it's 2 parts, how to turn your class into a funnel. So basically what you learn here is you're going to be able to have an online class using your GetOiling events and Zoom. You also can opt to use like a landing page to create automation for people. So let's just say they want to come to one of your events. They sign up, they get an email from you. And then after the event, they get an email from you as well. But then also what we have here is a way for you to take your recording from your event and put that onto a page on your GetOiling site. So now it's not just you relying on giving live classes. When you find someone in your conversations with people and the relationships you're building, you find someone who would benefit from learning from a class that you've already given, you now have a link inside of your GetOiling site that you can share with them where they can put in their name and email and then receive that replay of that class, so that they can learn from you in that way.
Linking my Zoom that I posted there from January or something, so that it's like a link for them to find it easier.
Well, so what that would look like is if we go over here to, let me see if I think the Sway funnel is in here. All right, so this is what it could look like. This is a KidSense class using a Grow Workspace presentation. So after they register on a landing page, there is press play now to start the class. You hit play, it's a 20-minute video. If they've got questions, they can contact you, or they can actually go and place an order. Then this takes them over to the virtual office. And the way that this, the training I'm telling you about on YouTube, that what it teaches you to do is to set this up with a landing page on the front end. So here, let me show you. All right, here we go. Let me view this. So this is the landing page. It's funny, right? And so it would look like this. You could have you here. And then they put their information in, and then they get that page that I just showed you, this one, after they sign up. So this is something that you can do with the classes that you teach. So now you have content that you can share, and you're creating more sharing tools. So if you're giving classes, which I know is something that you like to do, this is a way for you to not only give more classes, but then to make the classes that you've already given be a thing that continues to work for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. And then as you have time and as you're able to, then you fill out with more customization, right? You know, set up your homepage, maybe use a course to do that if you want a template and to kind of get started with that quickly. But I mean, when you're creating a custom homepage or you're making your site look, you know, however you want it to look, the most important thing that you can have on your site, aside from your own story, is a way for people to put their information in for you to get a lead and for them to receive something of value from you. And so since you're already creating class content, that's probably going to be one of the easiest places for you to start.
You mean like a little opt-in, to have the opt-in?
That's right. That's right. Just like this one. Have the opt-in like this, and then you just use this if maybe you do a class that talks about Kid Sense. Maybe you meet, maybe you've got a neighbor friend who's got little kids, and you get into a conversation and they find out about your certifications and about the things that you like to teach about, and they say, oh, that sounds really interesting. Well, you say, oh, well, I actually have a recorded 20-minute class that teaches this stuff. Is that something you'd be interested in checking out if I sent you the information? And then she says, yes, of course. And then you send her this page. And you know that when you send her this page, she'll then receive this video. And then you can have a reminder in your contact manager to follow up with her within the next day. And ask her if she had any questions about the video and so on, and offer to get her started with Young Living.
I'm sorry, let me ask you this, and I'm sorry that technology, it's getting
Sure.
on the way, but the opt-in, are you saying that I have to have different kinds of free gifts for different kinds of people, like the one that have little kids, or the ones that is interested in emotional healing or whatever, or is only one opt-in and then I lead them to whatever they really need, because different people want different things?
Yeah, so it really depends on your approach. I actually think that it makes more sense if you are looking for a specific type of person to work with, that you really create something that's catered toward them, something that's not quite as general, and then you have something that you're giving away. That is specifically very helpful for that type of person. That's an ideal circumstance. And that way, anytime you show up and you blog, it's easy for you to transition and say, hey, by the way, if you like this blog, you'll love this thing that I'm giving away. But if you're utilizing our content partners, like Grow Workspace, then you also have sharing tools. And what I'm talking about here, this isn't so much a freebie. It is technically a freebie, but this is really more of a sharing tool, because ultimately when they land on this page, they're being taught about Young Living products and asked if they want to purchase them, right? So so it's not so much, this isn't so much a giveaway as it is a presentation, like a class, like you would use to get people exposed to Young Living and then ideally sign them up. So I would look at what I'm talking about here as a sharing tool that you use. And then, given your experience, your passions, your interests, and how you know how to help your ideal person, you create something that's helpful to them. I mean, we have members who use our system who create amazing resources, showing people how to live a van life in retirement, people who want to thrive in their 30s. Like there's, you have your person and you have the way that you like to help that type of person. That's going to be the best type of freebie that you can create to generate leads. But again, we shouldn't be too focused on this idea of generating leads if we don't have, conversations that are actively taking place with the relationships around us, right? Like we have networks that we can work through and meeting people and meeting needs and growing from there. And that's, I think, the easiest path without getting ourselves overwhelmed with technical stuff.
So now, just to confirm with you, if my passion and my story, it's on emotional healing, because that's what I went through in my life. My mess became my message, sort of thing. I believe that I put in my article how the oils affect us on emotional level. I wrote that article, essential oils and the body-mind connection. Or I guess I didn't put it there like opt-in. I guess I'll work on that. I might switch some things around and put that article there, because my passion is emotional healing. So I can make it to be aligned with my story and go from there. And then, of course, there is everything else there if they want to learn other things. You guys created all those things so people can keep clicking everywhere to learn on different things.
Yeah, so I would just I would just really honestly just keep it simple. You know, who is it that you want to help? Say that on your page or don't, right? Like use this as a sharing tool until you're ready to take those next steps. I think that's probably the most important thing to know because on our platform, and this is something that's been mentioned a couple of times here today, we have everything in one place that you would normally, you know, you'd be paying a developer, hosting, the WordPress themes, the plugins, the mail, the this, the that. You got all of the stuff that you would normally be trying to manage, and so the capability that we have reflects having a multitude of services and options, and that can be really overwhelming. I think that it's important just to remember that at the core of everything that we offer is a contact manager, and we are a relationship business with Young Living. So start with that, have success with that, add on events, you know, and just allow yourself to kind of pace and build on as you build proficiency with the different parts of the site. And of course, if you want to choose to do a deep dive and you want to get into home pages, then there are amazing courses like the one that we talked about today. We also have trainings on our site for that as well. If you want to get into moving your groups off of Facebook, we've got a course on that that's free. You know, so you can kind of pick a lane, but I would encourage you not to light the candle at both ends and to just pick a thing and get good at it. And then next week or a couple weeks later, pick the next thing that you want to try.
So now, Ashley, just to be sure, are you also reviewing content? Like if my story looks okay, or if I should change a little bit about it?
Sure. Yeah, we can take a look at that before we go, for sure. Here, let's see. Here's your
That's the first thing people see, or my story, maybe at least that.
Okay, for sure. All right.
I think I clean up my grammatical errors.
It's okay. One thing that I would recommend, just for the sake of formatting, so that it's a little easier to see, I would make the text a little larger.
Okay.
And then you may notice here, there's sort of this white background to the text and it's gray elsewhere. This is probably because you copied and pasted from another place where the background was white. There is a tool in any of our editors where if you go, actually, it's probably not the best page to do this on. If we go to, here we go, the My Story and Photo, this is where you would edit this on your site. If you want to paste something in, let me see, I'm just going to copy this. If you want to paste something in, you want to go to this more text here, then go to paste plain text, and then paste it this way. And that's going to remove this, where did it go? Here we go. This white background that you have here behind the text.
Okay.
Another important thing that I would encourage as well in your story is to think about, because it is your story, right? But think about why someone would want to keep reading and why they would want to keep learning about what's on the page. So it's funny, we call it my story. It's about me. But what our website should really be about, if I can get the words out here, what our website should really be about is about the person we're talking to. So when you're telling your story, you should be framing it in such a way that you're basically saying, "Hey, I've been where you've been," or I sympathize or empathize with what you may be dealing with right now, and I have found a way.
Okay.
I'd love to be able to show you. So if we can frame it that way, because we can, you know, if people already know us and love us, then, you know, you can say whatever you want right here. If this is, you know, sort of warm market, if you will, if they already know you, then they just think that this looks nice, right? But if they don't know you so well, then it would be really powerful here to position your story as something that can help them get a result. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if I change it a little bit, do you think you might be able to review it later on sometimes and give me feedback?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to give this a shot, change it around a bit and then share the link in our Facebook group. Just tag me and I'll give it a look. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I look forward to, you can have another review. We can come back on if you've done some more work. You want to have some more, an eye on things. We'd be happy to have you back on. And congratulations on all the work you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Of course, of course. We have a couple more questions that I want to answer before we get going. Thank you everybody for sticking around, and thank you Ilka for sharing today. All right, so Jean says, do you have any video to help me understand the big picture? Overwhelmed on where to start and how to understand how to design my website, where the different areas are and how to develop them. Just overwhelmed. So Jean, if you will, it's almost like I need a website map. So the thing about kind of the strategy of how a website should work on our platform, Jean, is that it's going to be a little different for everyone, depending on, what your passions are, how you share, if you have other, avenues of monetization, such as coaching or affiliate products or what have you. No two sites or strategies are going to be exactly the same. So it makes it kind of difficult for us to give you a blueprint, right? This is why it becomes so helpful when folks like Janelle and Sarah come out with, as someone who is also building a Young Living business as you are, they have a strategy around how they've built their page and they can share that with you and give you a template on how to do it. I would encourage you to take a look at their training and attend any of the future live trainings that they have. Especially if you are all in on Young Living and you want to see how this is something that you can do that'll work really well from a Young Living Gold Leader's perspective. But like I was just sharing with Ilka, I think the most important thing to know is that you don't have to do anything complicated to make use of your site and your system out of the gate. Use the contact manager, use the built-in themes as sharing tools. Allow yourself to become comfortable with using these features. Use the Zoom to work with people, host some live events. You don't need to totally do a homepage or any of this other stuff to get that done. But if you want the easy button, you want the shortcut, by all means, take advantage of the courses that are offered that can help you do that, that typically do come with a strategy and support around how to get that done. All right, let's see. There were a couple more questions as well. Kay says, that's the landing page, or you don't want that on the front page of your website. So not sure exactly what you're talking about there, Kay. Ilka did have a landing page on the front page of her site. There are different reasons why you would have that. And it's actually a good thing to have depending on your personal strategy. I like to have, if you're using our custom homepage, or rather, I keep saying custom homepage. If you're using our built-in site themes, it actually makes a lot of sense. If you're going to send your website to someone to make sure that they check out the information, they have to put in their name and email so that you know that they actually went to the site and looked, right? You'll see if they've clicked links and things like that on your site from your contact manager. I personally really like using it for that purpose. Now, where I'm talking about the Kids Sense class, that's not something that would be the homepage of your website. I mean, it certainly could be if you wanted it to be, but that is something that would be used just as a tool. Hey, I did a class on essential oils with kids. If that's something that you're interested in, then you send them that landing page and they can see that video. All right, let me see. Once it's developed, is it easily changed or tweaked? Yes, everything is editable on our site. Everything. Well, everything that has an editor is editable. So everything that you can change is something that you can edit for sure. All right. Yeah, so definitely use the built-in site themes to get started. Use those as sharing tools. Continue using them as sharing tools, even as you continue with modifying your site and making it more your own. All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I'm excited for you to go out and get results with this. Be sure to go to simplegraceco.com and take advantage of all these amazing freebies given to you by these Young Living Gold Leaders. Thank you guys for being here today. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.